Greetings and welcome back. I'm Stasia Bliss. Here on this channel, we talk about Kundalini awakenings and all things life force management. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Stasia Bliss. This is my way of supporting and sharing all the many things that I've come across in the decades that I've kind of worked with my own Kundalini awakenings and processes, things that I had to kind of dig deep for, go to India, study at yoga school, take a lot of courses, go through a lot of crash and burns. And I thought I would love to create a space where I can support others of my human family so that they can maybe have some tools more readily available. So that's what this channel is all about. It's my service to you. Please take whatever resonates with you and leave the rest. You are, after all, your own teacher, and I'm just simply a guide, a voice, maybe offering some different perspectives that you haven't thought about. Today, we are going to talk about the term tapas. Tapas is part of the yama niyamas, if you know about Raja Yoga and the Eightfold Path. The Yoga Sutras speak of tapas, but I want to share it in isolation from the rest of these yamas and niyamas. I want to talk about it solely and with the energy of Saturn, since tapas is like a discipline. It's the way in which we spiritually discipline ourselves in order to reach that place where we would like to be. So tapas also has to do with burning out impurities, like an austerity or a purification force through disciplined spiritual practice. So under the energy of Saturn does rule discipline and structure and our spiritual practice, and can sometimes seem like a brutal force in our life until we really see what the benefit of this discipline is for us. So, I definitely went through a huge part of my life where, as a Sagittarian, largely Sagittarian, I just kind of was like, whatever, let's go with the wind, let's be spontaneous, let's go here and let's go there. And that kind of yielded, number one, some great experiences, some challenges as well, and often a lot of chaos. And there was a lot of time in my life when I really identified with the Kali energy. And if you're not familiar, Kali is the aspect of the divine feminine, the divine mother, Shakti, Kundalini force that is burning down the old, cutting off the old identity so that we can get through to the next phase. It's very transformative energy. And my life has been one transformation after another, one Kundalini awakening after another. But after a while, this can be very tiring. It can really kind of beat you down and make you feel, and even if you haven't been going through that in years, the process of Kundalini awakening can at times feel very tiresome, like you're strung out, like you have no energy to do anything. And that is because this life force energy would like some discipline, some organization, some understanding of how to put these things in order. And why I say life force management, we can never fully control it, right? That would be silly to think we are but an instrument, a vessel for the divine, for life force to flow through and animate our life. But we can learn to align ourselves in such a way, discipline ourselves, bring the act of tapas in such a way that the energy comes through more fluidly and less chaotically. And of course, we can throw that to the wind when we feel like we need to, and then we can again return to it. And this is not necessarily a static discipline. I've had a difficult time keeping a very disciplined schedule, but I do find that there's certain things if I keep regularly in my day, regularly in my practice, that really helps me to be aligned, even if it's just a once a month thing or once a week thing, or on a specific occasion, like every full moon I do this, every new moon I do this, every Saturday. So another thing to realize is that this practice, this discipline is for you. And wherever you find Saturn in your astrological natal chart, that will give you a good idea of what is going to be, number one, most challenging for you, but number two, most beneficial for you to learn discipline in. For me, it's Cancer in the second house. So for me, being a mom at home, working from home, to be able to arrange my schedule and my spiritual practices, my time for myself and my children, this has been my discipline. And so even just saying, hey, I'm going to do a video every day of the week with one day off, all year, that's something I committed myself to doing. I'm already creating this new relationship with you as an audience, with myself and with my business that, maybe hasn't been as structured, and hasn't unfolded in the way that maybe I have foreseen wanting it to until the Tapas began, right? And this has happened in different ways in my life, different times of creating discipline. And, for some of us, it's difficult to do something regularly. We either feel chained down, or we came from a 9-to-5 job and we really just want more freedom, or we came from a structured religion and now we want to find more freedom and ease in our spirituality. But what it comes down to is this systematic repeating of things, like repeating a mantra, repeating a meditation, repeating sitting daily. It does build your spiritual reservoir. It does build this life force energy, this Kundalini that gives you nourishment, sustenance, wisdom, inspiration, access to deeper intelligence that doesn't happen when we're, all over. And life is all over enough, right? Surprises come up and, we have to make alterations and adjustments and so forth. But if we have some sort of a regularity to our day, some kind of a regular practice that we know we're going to do, even if it's, I'm going to pull a card every day for myself, which I do, but it doesn't have to be the exact same moment every day, but that element needs to come into my day at some point. And from that, I sit and write a reflection on it. I sit and look at my calendar. I listen to an astrology report in the morning, when I'm coming back from taking my son to school, to set the tone, to understand what's going on with the planets. Different elements you'll find that you put into your day, and that can also be grooming yourself practices, stretching, breathing. Maybe you make the same smoothie, or maybe you take the same supplement, or maybe you go on a walk, or you have some elements that you are interchanging, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I go on a walk, and Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I do this one workout in my house, or however it is. The schedule is personalized for you. It's your spiritual practice. It's your tapas, your discipline. And what reward you want from that, it's a good thing to reflect upon. Where am I trying to get with this? What's my goal? And of course, our highest goal is spiritual realization, self-realization, alignment with our higher nature. And then we know with that will come abundance, greater connection, creativity, inspiration. These are side effects, right? Kitty, come on, baby. Come on. My kitty has a routine, a discipline of waking me up at a certain time in the morning. And he goes outside for a little bit, and then he comes back in and eats, and then he sleeps. He has like a very specific discipline, right? And doesn't really love to be on a different schedule than that. So, animals are a bit different than we humans, but we can learn a lot from watching an animal's disciplines. And then we get to cultivate our own practice, whatever we want to add to that. And again, it doesn't have to stay like that. It's not static. We can reassess and change it as we go. Don't knock my tripod over, baby. My little kitty guy. You can see his fluffy tail here. Anyway, so I just wanted to jump on here and give a little talk about tapas and, the benefits of the spiritual practice, they multiply and they increase over time. And you actually find that if you take the time for the discipline, that it does open up space-times. You actually have more of that to work with for the other things you want to do. You get more out of all the rest of the day, and it doesn't really take away or rob anything from it. It actually expands your day. And it's a great way to manage your life force. So if things are feeling a little crazy or wonky, or you've been in bed with an awakening, or you just feel like crazy hot all the time, making it a regular practice to choose, a few things that you want to do regularly, and then give yourself 6 weeks, give yourself 21 days. Choose an amount of time that you're going to do it for, and then note the results, and then make adjustments after that. It's a very systematic way of approaching. Your spiritual practice is more of a feminine thing. It's more of an internal, mysterious, intuitive thing. But then the scheduling, that's more masculine. So that's a way to access that unity field, right? To do something very internal, but in a systematic way. Ouchie nails. Anyway, so I encourage you, especially if you're at the beginning of this journey, to not just jump around and try different practices all the time, but choose a few. Even just one practice, even just one, done regularly, will allow you to drop deeply into it and reap great rewards. Even just doing Mula Bandha lock, the great Mula Bandha lock, the perineal lock, that alone is a pathway of enlightenment. That alone can access deep levels of spiritual realization if you just stick with that practice and go deep with it. It's just like with the guitar. If I try to learn a lot of different songs all at once at the beginning, and I've been practicing for years, but just have a few songs. If I work on just the one or few songs that I have, I can get better and better and better at those, right? And go deeper and deeper and deeper. If I try to jump around too much, especially at the beginning, then it's just like okay in each thing. So a spiritual discipline or spiritual practice allows you to access the depth and the juiciness that is present for you in the here and now. So just pick and focus and reap the benefits. That is your tapas, that's your discipline. That's my offering for you today. Take from it what resonates. Do recognize that the energy of Saturn, though it can seem very harsh and very demanding and very even like the devil on your shoulder sometimes, when embraced and when, utilized for our benefit, that taskmaster becomes a great blessing in our life. And that Saturnian energy, when we turn to it, it can then open up great doors of abundance for us as it works in tandem with the Jupiter energy. And since we're just about to come into this beautiful Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Taurus, in the second house of values and abundance and beauty, the expansion in our life in surprising ways can really be activated by engaging in some discipline. Okay, that's my offering. Love you. Thank you so much for being here. Please, if you like this video, please do push the like button. It does make a difference. And subscribe if you haven't, so you can get a notification whenever a new video is coming out, which right now is 6 days a week. So I either take Saturday or Sunday off, so you have some time to catch up or take a break for you. I do think in discipline, it's good to have a day off sometimes and just breathe. And that makes going back to it even better. That day of rest, whenever you choose it is for you, Sunday, Saturday, Thursday. Up to you. If there's any way I can be of service to you, if you would like a personalized reading to see what practices are going to be most beneficial to you, we can use my yoga deck. We can use some of my other specialized decks to look at that. What practices are going to be most supportive? If you would like to look at your cards, cardology maps out for you what energies are heightened for you this year. And that will help you know where to focus your energy, how to create your tapas, your daily ritual. Or if you would like to clear up some old energy, the body code and the emotion code, DNA work, and the fielding work that I do in the subconscious, including some mindscaping techniques, can be really awesome to clean that up and help you access even more quickly that pure divine nature that you are. Okay, until tomorrow, much love to you and namaste.